Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Tuesday, October 21st. We're up to John chapter 21. We're going to be in verses 15 through 19 today because there's a truly statement in verse 18. I want to give you that reminder. When Jesus said truly, the actual word that came out of his mouth was amen, amen. And in that culture, amen wasn't just used at the end of a prayer. It could be used at the beginning of a statement. When you used it at the beginning of the statement, and this was common knowledge within that culture, you were saying, I am guaranteeing that what I'm saying to you is true, and I can guarantee it because I have firsthand knowledge. So with the majority of these truly statements, the people would have understood that Jesus was claiming to be the Messiah. Now, for us in our culture, we kind of miss that because we see it as truly. We don't see it as amen, amen, and we don't have that common practice of putting amen at the beginning of a statement. So John 21 verse 18 says this, Truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go. On the surface, you read this out of context, you would probably think, okay, this is talking about when you get elderly and somebody has to take care of you. That's what I thought. But then when I went to the context, it made more sense. So that's going to put us in John 21, verse 15, which says, When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? He said to him, Yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Feed my lambs. He said to him a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He said to him, Yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Tend my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, Do you love me? He said to him, Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you. And Jesus said, Feed my sheep. The next verse has the truly statement, but let's think this through. In context, within the book of John, this is after the resurrection. Peter denied Jesus 3 times as Jesus was, after Jesus had been arrested, and it was leading up to the crucifixion. So Jesus asks him this 3 times to kind of counteract the 3 times that Peter denied him. And Jesus is doing that on purpose. And yeah, Peter's probably wondering, why does he keep asking me this? But in retrospect, I suspect Peter probably really understood he was undoing the damage that Peter had done. So then we get to verse 18, and it says, Truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go. What Jesus is saying here is, you've got more trouble coming towards you. Things will get hard. Again, there are going to be times where it would be easier to deny Christ and go with the crowd on the surface in that moment. But that doesn't mean that it's not worth it to continue to stay faithful to Christ. And then verse 19 says, This he said to show by what kind of death he was to glorify God. And after saying this, he said to him, Follow me. So what Jesus is saying here is, things got hard when I was arrested and I was headed towards the cross, and you denied me 3 times. I'm reinstating you as a disciple. I am giving you back all those privileges that you have because I'm asking you 3 times, do you love me? You are fully reinstated. Now my question is, and Jesus is saying, I'm telling you, a moment is going to come where you are being told being carried where you do not want to go. You're having other people take care of you because things are going to get hard again. And what he's talking about here is the fact that Peter himself will also be crucified. And in that crucifixion, Peter was completely faithful to Jesus Christ. He never denied Christ again. And this moment in Peter's life was pivotal. Now, Jesus does this for us too. There are times where we mess up, and he reinstates us into the calling that he has given us over and over and over again, because that's part of God's grace, and that's part of having a relationship with Jesus Christ. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.